The turn to IP was a specific strategy by the studios to increase their power at the expense of their talent. They didn't give a shit that it ruined actors' chances to become true movie stars. That was the point. But here's the worst part. This strategy has actually failed at making money for the movie studios. After peaking in 2019, the box office last year was below where it was during the Great Recession, and ticket sales are way down. It turns out that we don't want to root for empty suits, we want to root for people. We are bored as an audience of superheroes and IP, but the companies are locked into this strategy.
Although I would say part of this is some of it's the stories that they're trying to tell us aren't stories that resonate with us. But
well, I mean, let's be honest. So the movie he mentioned first, the one that won the Oscar, Honora, it's a remake of Pretty Woman. It's literally a remake. They remade Pretty Woman, and then instead of what's his name, Richard Gere, it's supposed to be some Russian oligarch's kid that she hooks up with and falls in love with. It's a Cinderella story.
I don't feel like I can really speak too much about it because I didn't see it.
Neither did I.
I did listen to someone talking about it in depth yesterday, and they were saying like it's very much like a pro-sex trafficking movie. I'm like,
okay,
what?
That's weird. But this is the other thing that Adam Conover is missing, is that if you look back at the movies that have won Best Picture, I guarantee you, these original movies, their box office hasn't touched anything. Because it's just not true. Part of the problem is maybe people are getting bored with movies in general.
Well, I think that, one thing he's totally right about is the Academy Awards haven't spoken to us, the people, in literally decades.
Right.
So...
yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. There's so many movies that won Best Picture that I'm not going to see and not going to bother seeing. Quite frankly, and go back to IP. We talked about this earlier. Dark Knight.
Love it. Oh my God. One of the most amazing movies. And you know that they want no one to ever watch it again because it's come true.
Well, and when it came out in 2008, and by the way, Iron Man came out in 2008 either. They were both amazing movies. But The Dark Knight was a cultural reference point.
Yes, it was.
And guess what? It didn't win Best Picture.
No, it
even though it made the highest grossing movies, one of the highest grossing movies in all time. It's a fucking masterpiece. And I've noticed you haven't mentioned that. In fact, he's kind of let DC off the hook, hasn't he?
You're right. He only hates Marvel.
He only hates Marvel. That makes me a little more suspicious of
Well, and then like we talked about, sure, Heath Ledger was gone, and he absolutely deserved a post-mortem Best Actor. Gosh, Two-Faced? What's the actor that played Two-Faced? We've talked about him.
Aaron Eckhart.
Aaron Eckhart?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, he was amazing.
He should have been a star after that. He
was
wasn't.
Absolutely riveting.
Right.
And to play two characters in not a comic book way,
in
a believable, like, I'm two different characters kind of way, he was magnetic.
He was a lot of the emotion of the movie, actually.
He was.
He kind of, made Christian Bale sort of better. And same thing with Maggie Gyllenhaal. They have really good chemistry. They're kind of the emotional center of that movie, which doesn't get credited enough. But like I said, The Dark Knight should have won Best Picture, and it didn't. So I don't know what he is sort of kind of mixing things up in a sort of weird way.
So, for instance, think about what a big deal Disney made about hiring relative unknowns like John Boyega and Daisy Ridley to star in their Star Wars sequels. The real reason
with a name like Ridley, I wouldn't call her some kind of unknown. She's obviously Nepo.
And also, he's completely fucking dismissing the fact that when the first Star Wars came out, the biggest star was Alec Guinness, an old school actor that played Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Spectacular.
Right, but had anybody heard of Harrison Ford before that? No. You know why? Because he was basically
He was a carpenter.
He was only in American Graffiti up to that point. No one knew who Mark Hamill was. And basically, what was the Carrie Fisher, who's the daughter of someone goddamn famous that I can't remember right now.
I can't recall either.
But, they weren't stars either, so
She was just a child.
She was a kid. Shut the fuck up, man. Come on, this isn't anything new.
To control. A movie star can ask for more money or have a busy schedule that controls when you shoot. But a novice actor with no star power of their own, they just feel lucky to be there. If you don't like how they behave, you can kick them to the curb and find someone new to fill the suit.
What he's talking about is actually how employment works. Just employment anywhere. Like employment at my old job, employment at your old job. I mean, that's what they do. Are you older? Are you experienced? Are you knowledgeable? Do you feel like you have the strength to go, I feel like I should get paid more for that?
Well, and I feel like that's the point he is trying to make. But, again, they've been doing this for years. The girl who got paid, who did Snow White back in the 30s, she only made like $15 or something.
Total.
Like, she made nothing. This isn't anything new, dude.